All right, Facebook family. We're here today in my apartment here. Going to talk about the four problems I found with recruiting student athletes. Most of the parents have said that for whatever reason, I'm not ready yet. Um, I don't know. There's a myth out there, I believe, that uh, it's in folks' heads about uh, the process about. I mean, you got to wait till a student athlete's senior year to get recruited. I I don't understand that. Most of the people I run into and talk to say that look, I when he gets a senior, then we'll see about him getting recruited. Okay, there's some problems with that. One problem I've found out, I'm still learning myself. One problem I found out is that um, that is the last, and sometimes for some kids, that's the final stage of recruiting. We're through. With most of the coaches I'm learning, college coaches are they start recruiting early, like maybe looking at a kid like ninth grade. I've heard some look as far as seventh and eighth grade. Uh, I mean, there's certain restrictions and certain requirements, certain things that a college coach can do. Now, don't get me wrong, but it is, I think, the earliest as possible that you can start this process, the best that it is, because it's a process. It's not an overnight thing. It's not something you can just say, well, I want to go to Mississippi State. Okay, yeah. I hear a lot of kids say, well, I want to go to Alabama. I want to go to Mississippi State. I want to go, A, B, C, D. They want to go. They got somewhere where they want to go. But the problem with that is they may not want you. You see what I'm saying? You might not be exactly that piece to fit in that puzzle of what they're looking for. See, every college program that I know of has some specifics, and the every position, every ability has a key into their game plan. So if you're not a part of their game plan, I'm sorry, they're not interested. That's just facts. That's just the way it is. Okay, so a lot of times I hear parents say, "I don't have any money right now." Okay, a lot of times they may say, "Well, um, give me a little more time to think about it." You don't have much time to think about it. Trust me. Trust me. Because a lot of the times when you're in that waiting process, nothing is happening because you don't have nothing out there. First of all, you got to get something out there where they'll know that you're looking. Just it's just like anything else. It's like a job. If you don't let an employer, if you don't get your information out there, your resume online or wherever on paper, in somebody's hands, and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a job." Jobs ain't gonna just fly out of the sky. They ain't just not gonna fall down in your lap. You're just gonna have to do some work. There's some work involved. Some work involved in anything. And a lot of times, I think people have the wrong perception of this process. So, um, these are the four things I found out: uh, lack of concern, lack of money, and lack of information. Is why a student athlete does not get recruited. Uh, this most of the time, I can understand the financial part, but then there's a point where I don't understand. A lot of times, the very kid, the very student athlete that wants to be recruited, and the parents not backing them, not in putting no investment in them, you gotta invest in your kids. I ain't talking about buying them $200 pair of tennis shoes, or buying them a game system, or buying them a cell phone every 3 months. I mean, every 2 months they're getting a new cell phone. You know, it's ridiculous how much money that we spend, but then yet we forget about it. These young student athletes, not even just student athletes, just these young people, period, it's the future. You got to think about that future. So a lot of times, I think as parents, we make the mistake. I've made the mistake. A lot of us have. When investing in our children, we think that we got to buy them this, that, this, and that. And a lot of times, that's not really what they need. So then a lot of times I hear parents say I talk to that, well, we don't really need a recruiting service. Okay, fine. I mean, you're not obligated. By no means are you obligated. We just a service. We just here to help if you need our help. Okay, there's stumbling blocks out there. You may not know it. See, we've been through the process. Have been through the process. We know all of the stumbling blocks. Trust me, there's some stumbling blocks. And the recruiting process is not what you think it is. It wasn't what I thought it was before I started learning the process. And it's a process. Very seldom will you have a student, unless it's an exceptional athlete that everybody's watching. He's all over the news. He's everywhere. He's in the newspapers. Every time you turn around, he's everywhere. Or she is everywhere. But I found out that there are a lot of times you may just be happen chance. You know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Sometimes it may be just a happen chance that you run into a scout or a recruiter and they just say, hey, your kid can really play. Thought I'd play. And they'll hand you a card and say, call such and such at this number. We'll get you going. Okay, fine. That happens. But it doesn't happen to everybody. If that was the case, every one of our student athletes get recruited, we wouldn't have to have no recruiting service. We wouldn't have to have no process. It's just, you go to college. It's not that way. I used to think that a long time ago that in my mind, it was the most exceptional athlete was the one that get recruited. So a lot of times he was the one to get the scholarship. He's the one to go pro. He's the one to go D1. And I used to think that. But I learned something in the process of me being an athlete and playing. I almost tried out. I tried out for William Carey Community College. I almost made it. I don't know if Coach Knight remember this, but I almost made it. And guess what? I wasn't a starting player. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew that. He didn't even know that. The staff, the assistants, they didn't even know that. They didn't know who I come from. They have never heard of the school I graduated from. They're like, where is Mount Olive at? So it's kind of like, now that would be a happen chance. If I just so happen. But the only thing that stopped me, and I do believe this, the only thing that stopped me was I sprung my ankle. The guy I was holding, which he was my roommate, I put my foot, I got ready to do a cut move and go around him. And at that time, he put his foot out where I could step on it. And I stepped on it and sprung my ankle. So I couldn't finish the tryouts, nothing like that. And that was that was a moment to remember too. That was. So I learned something in there. I just recently thought about that. I learned something in there that some things, yeah, I'll have to. But this is another thing too. I worked at it. I had just came back from boot camp. I was in the best shape of my life. I was fit. I I was ready. I was more ready than I was when I was in high school. So I said, wow, well, this would be a good time. So I was thinking, so this would be a good time to try out for a college basketball team. So not knowing the process, me not knowing anything, I was just clueless, clueless at anything. And so Coach Knight kind of pulled me off to the side and he told me, he said, look, son, he said, why don't, he said, he said, you can't finish now. Evidently, you don't hurt your ankle and stuff. He said, but we're gonna take care of you. Get you all fixed up here and everything. I mean, they really took care of me. I mean, I wasn't even a team. I wasn't even on the team. I wasn't even a prospect. And that's just show you what kind of heart Coach Knight had. I really wasn't a prospect at all. I'm telling you, I was not a prospect at all. And I remember Coach Woody coming to my room. I knew it was Coach Knight that was sending him. He come to my room. He checked on me, see if I need anything. It was a couple of days where I couldn't just get around doing anything because I didn't know how to walk on crutches. It was my first time being on some crutches, and so I was on those crutches, and until I could learn how to use those, he would come by and check on me, bring me my books, schoolwork, and everything, anything I needed, food, whatever. Um, and so that was an experience. Just like the process, I didn't know about the process. But I just went. I just tried it. Like most of you, right now, you don't know the process, but we know the process. So if you want to, you can contact me or anybody on the Woods recruiting team. They'll be glad to help you with any information that you need. You have any questions? You have any comment? I'm acceptable to some comments. I'm acceptable to some advice as long as it's some. It's a lot of mixed information out there that's given. Make sure that your information is legitimate, meaning that it's coming from a reliable source before you just take and run with some information. Because a lot of times, a lot of people think that they know the process, but when all actuality, when you look it up, they don't really know it. It's just like something in their head says, "This is where you go. This is where you go." Everybody wants to know what's going on, but it's not the case. Find you a coach or a recruiter or somebody in an administrative field that knows what they're talking about in this process. Because this is a very serious and crucial process. Uh, this is your kids' life. I mean, this is their future. I take young people's future very seriously. I didn't take mine too seriously when I was coming up. I mean, I guess that was just immaturity on me. But now I understand, and I'm older, and I take young people's future uh, at an importance because it's nothing to play with. A lot of our young people have fallen by the wayside, and I don't know quite exactly if you dig into their past and whatever they're going through, you will kind of find out that something went wrong somewhere. I don't know where, they know where, but something went wrong somewhere. So we are here to help you in this process. So that won't happen to your young man, young lady, student athletes that are trying to get somewhere because they have dreams, they have goals, they're excited. Young people can have some excitement. I mean, trust me, I work in a school system, so I know that young people can have some excitement from first grade all the way up 12th grade. They just children. And they excited. They're excited about life, excited about opportunity. They're excited about everything, and don't and we shouldn't want their dreams, their excitement to be crushed by lack of information. Like the four things I stated: lack of information, lack of money, lack of concern, and being late. Wow, that's one that we really need to stress: is being late. Now, when you're getting ready for that job, you ain't being late, are you? You got to be there when the employer says you got to be there at 7 o'clock. Guess what? You're gonna be there before 7 o'clock because you want to have a little time to kind of maneuver around a little bit. You don't want to just get there and just start working like I used to be. Sometime when I was working at Howard, I would go and I would just say boom, and here I am. And the employee and my boss man like, yeah, you can go to work too, cause you have to plan, and planning is starting ahead. So I don't know. Many get this myth out. That's why I'm posting this video right here, because there's a myth, and I seem like everybody I talk to that has a student athlete, they have this myth like, we'll wait. I'm like, well, what you waiting on? I don't see nothing coming. I don't see. Is there a train coming? Is there a boat coming? Let me know something. Maybe I'm missing something. What's coming? Tell me something. What's coming? Now I can understand you say, well, I don't have the money right now. I don't have this. I'm not able to do this and do that. I can understand that. But they just plain out say I'm not ready yet. Meaning that, we'll wait. We'll wait till the senior year. Okay. Then I go scratching my head and I'm like, senior year, huh? Everybody's taken. All the offers gone. There's only a few out there left. And a lot of times they kind of done picked out who they wanted then too. So and you're like, senior year, okay, we finna try to get our son and daughter recruited. And you beating your head up against the wall, nobody calling, phone not ringing, nothing's happening. And you wondering like, wow, maybe it ain't to be. Yeah, it will probably be. But you just sit up there and waited too late. Senior year should never be the time to start a recruiting process. It never should be a time to start anything. I'm hearing a lot of things now, and I don't know what's the problem with this here, but ACT scores, SAT scores, a lot of kids haven't even taken it. I'm talking about they're senior and talking about being recruited, and here they is talking about, I haven't taken the ACT or SAT. I'm like, what? You've been in school all these years. Nobody's told you that you need to take the ACT or the SAT, because you got to have that to even get in college. Now you ain't even eligible right there, so you can't. The process is off for you, because you done waited to the last minute to even start getting your stuff together. Talking to a young man not too long ago. He all excited about getting recruited and coming to play for us and everything. And I'm looking like, well, where's your info? You don't have none of your paperwork. You don't have what's the problem? So this just to say this, parent, student, athletes, start planning ahead of time. This process is not an overnight process. It's not something that's going to happen right then. It's not just some magical thing to where, it's just going to happen. You need to start the process right now. If your child's 10th grade, you need to start it now. If your child's 11th grade, you need to start it now. whatever grade your child in, you need to start the process. If it's only just getting their academics ready, like ACT, you can take the ACT as early as you want. You can actually get with your counselor and make sure now, because the counselor is one that you need to talk to at your school. But you could actually, I've actually heard kids take it at sixth grade. That's what I've heard now. None of mine have ever taken it at sixth grade. It might have been a problem on my part. It might have been something I should have had them do in sixth grade. But see, like I said, I didn't know either. So this is just information. I'm not beating y'all upside the head or anything. But it bothers me when you try to recruit a student athlete and they don't have their stuff ready. And I mean, I can understand if they're like 10th, 9th, 10th, 11th grade and they don't have it. But you're a senior and you don't have none of your stuff. You don't even have I mean, you don't even have GPA. You you don't even have the GPA. But I hear a lot of coaches say they come, he good, he real good. Get to the office, start asking for his paperwork and stuff. Oh wow, you don't never hear from them coaches no more. They went invisible. Cause guess what? Your stuff your stuff look horrible. GPA ain't up to par. You halfway go to class. You got all these referrals. That's another thing. That's a part of the process as well. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. I don't understand it. Kids think, I don't know, were they living in a magical fantasy fairy tale world or something? Like things are just going to happen, they're going to change on its own, or what? But you are liable for your actions. It's social media thing. A lot of you may not be outwardly ridiculous with stuff, but you post it on social media. Guess what? The whole world can see what you talking about. Trust me. Police have called a lot of people through social media. So your stuff is visible to everybody. Not just them people around you, not just your friends list, but it's visible to everybody all over the U.S. So you got to realize something that, look, if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk it. So, and to say this, I didn't mean to get way off on that, but get our stuff together. Parents, student athletes, and some coaches. I don't really just want to hammer on coaches because I'm a coach myself, and coach relationships are very important to me. But I find out that some coaches don't know the process. So when they don't know, guess what? Student athlete don't know. So we got to do better. Maybe we need to have some seminars or some educational clinics or something on the recruiting process. Maybe that would be a good thing. Because we need to be knowledgeable. We need to know knowledge is power. And where there's knowledge, you can do some things. So the Bible says that the people perish because of the lack of knowledge. So where there's no vision, they perish. So if you got knowledge, you can create a vision. So vision is very important. I ain't talking about you want to be an NBA player. I'm not talking about that. That's a byproduct. Most kids think that NBA is the ultimate goal. That's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is for you to get something in your head, you get you an education so you can do something with your life, so you can take care of your family, take care of your kids, and take care of yourself mostly. So this is the ultimate goal. Like I said, NBA and all this and stuff is just a byproduct. You trying to work and get yourself situated and get yourself ready for the future. So you can have a successful future, or at least have a chance at it. You have something to work with. A lot of times you don't have nothing to work with, you can't do anything. So it's like trying to go work on a house or a car or work on an air conditioner and you don't have tools. So you got to prepare yourself, get your tools together, all the tools that you need. And if you don't know what those tools are, contact me. My number is 601-310-5781. Contact me, and I will let you know. Or you can hit me up I'm on social media, or you can hit me up on CoachNix48 at gmail.com, and I will carry you through what you need to do. And like I said, if you need Woods Recruiting to help you, hire us to help you. Uh, I mean, the money that you spent will be most valuable. Uh, Seeing that how much a college education is worth today. I looked that up myself because I'm in college myself. And I looked that up and wow, it will blow your mind how much it costs to go to some colleges for 4 years. I've been picking through the bunch trying to find the cheapest ones I can find. Mine's still expensive. So college ain't cheap. So just hit me up, CoachNix48 gmail.com. Thank you.